What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. Hi if you're new here. Hi if you're not. We're back again with yet another scam story submission. If you have been scammed or wronged by an individual that works in the coaching industry, feel free to submit your story at the form linked down below. Quick shout out to our channel VIP members before we get started, as well as Harrison, Tom, Suzanne, and Zerify in the billionaire tier. If you're interested in learning about the channel membership, you can click the join button down below. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Story starts with the title, Business Coaching is Getting Out of Hand, and it's worse than you think. I don't know. I think it's pretty bad already, but let's see. I lost $6,500 US hiring 2 different business coaches. Let me get straight to the point and spare you the backstory. It all started with an Instagram ad. Make 10K months in just 6 months by starting your online Instagram business. Sell what you're passionate about. All business ideas are welcome. Okay, not even a sentence into this, and I am like already a little bit concerned that we're telling people you can make $10,000 a month starting an Instagram business, selling what you're passionate about, which to me seems like a one-size-fits-all, which if you've watched any of my other content on this channel, you will know that a telltale sign of a scam is that people claim it's a one-size-fits-all solution for anyone doing anything. So already I don't like this, but let's continue. They guaranteed that they would work with us until we hit 10K months, but of course there was a catch. We only have 5 spots left, so sign up now before the launch closes. I admit I was naive. I was desperate to leave my 9-to-5 and start an online business I had dreamed of for years, but I had been afraid to launch. I thought, no time like the present, and signed up for the program. The program was coaches coaching other coaches to coach coaches. I feel like we have seen this movie before. The first coaches program cost me $3,000. It was all female and about female empowerment. Their sales tactics to get us into the program were typical. Cold DMs, a one-on-one sales call, and a sales rep who had no experience in coaching but came from medical sales. To be honest, the pitch was mediocre, but I wanted to believe it could work for me. The program included 3 different ways to start a coaching business, any coaching business, on Instagram: theme pages, personal brands, and brand pages. Their initial push was for theme pages. So just to clarify before we continue in the story, I think what they're saying here is that the program was for any type of coaching business. And they were going to teach you like 3 different ways to build your coaching business, probably depending on what type of coaching you are doing. So let me explain. A theme page is where you take someone else's content without asking, upload it to your page, and credit the original creator. Videos, posts, and everything, none of it is your own. The idea is that the content is viral with over 1 million views, so it will go viral on your page. The goal is to grow your following fast and then sell your coaching program. Imagine running a personal development and coaching business by profiting from other people's stolen content. Okay, I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding about the rules of copyright is that you're not actually allowed to just take someone else's content and post it to your own platform without their consent, provided that you're not adding your own commentary or insight to the content that you're posting. And so obviously some of you might be thinking, Danielle, you post other people's content on your YouTube channel. How is that allowed? Well, in the realm of commentary content, which is what the basis of my channel is, I'm adding my own thoughts, comments, questions, concerns to the content that I'm reacting to on the channel. And so if we look at the Copyright Act of Canada, because if you didn't know, I am based in Canada, Section 29, which I put in the description of every one of my videos, details that fair dealing for the purpose of research, private study, education, parody, or satire does not infringe copyright. And basically what this means is that if I put someone else's content in my content and I add my own thoughts as a means of educating or entertaining people, that doesn't count as copyright infringement because I'm not just taking the content and reposting it. And I know in the US, they have a very similar law. I will pop it on the screen here when I get around to the post editing. So all that to say, what this person is suggesting, or their coach is suggesting rather, is not the same as fair use. This is copyright infringement, and this would be considered stealing, I believe. But if you're a lawyer and you work in copyright, let us know in the comments, please. Their so-called original content module was a joke. We were literally taught to copy viral content and copy and paste it into a Canva template and change the color. No originality, no substance. Okay, so this is like a step up, I guess, from stealing other people's content and just reposting it. Instead, you're just going to copy other people's content and remake it yourself. Also not a big fan of that. And guess what? These tactics cost $3,000 US. Everything they taught can be found for free on YouTube, mostly from Alex Hormozy. People in the program lost as much as $10,000 because they were promised one-on-one coaching but never received it. Refunds, non-existent. When people weren't successful, the coaches told them to try harder, but if they were successful, the coaches took all the credit. They even had the nerve to boast about making paying clients wait before meetings on Instagram. I mean, these are things we've heard time and time again. No refunds because the coach believes that they have delivered on their side of the bargain. And the reason why you aren't successful is probably because you didn't take action or you didn't have the right mindset. But if you are successful, even if it can be attributed to a multitude of different factors, the coach is going to take 100% credit to prove the validity of the thing that they're offering. We see this so often. I have so many thoughts that I've shared in so many other videos. In fact, this came up recently in a reaction I did to the cringiest business coach that I think I've ever found on the internet. So if you haven't seen that video, maybe go and watch it because I touch on a lot of these topics in that video. Eventually, they overloaded the program with clients, leaving no room for actual support. Complaints flooded in, and they cut the community portion of the program altogether to avoid us talking amongst ourselves. If you paid for personalized support and asked a question that was too long for Slack, they told you to bring it to the group call instead. Many women paid for one-on-one help that they never received. This is kind of giving me the same vibes as a lot of the larger scale group coaching programs that we've talked about on this channel. Off the top of my head comes to mind like the Life Coaching School, where a lot of the support, rather than being given by Brooke Castillo, who was the founder, started to get offboarded onto her employees, the coaches within the programs that she hired. And then slowly over time, you're getting like further and further away from the person that you thought you were actually hiring. And I mean, this is a model we see in so many of these coaches that start to grow to scale, is eventually you start to get further and farther away from the actual coach that you were hoping to work with. And instead you're just being face to face with like coaches that they've hired to do the coaching for them, which I always thought was like kind of interesting. I get that people do it from a business perspective to make more money while working less. I just think as a service provider, it seems kind of weird that if I'm selling people on the idea of working with me, that I'm then going to have them pay me, but they're going to get to work with someone else. Unless you're completely transparent in the sales process that that's how the program is structured, in which case I think that's a little bit different. But I don't know. I just think like don't let so many people into your program that you don't have enough people to be able to support them if that's the case. They eventually retired the program, likely because they couldn't keep up with the demand. Their program tried to cater to anyone and everyone, from mindset coaches to DJ coaches, and it wasn't sustainable. Yet they continued coaching quietly, likely to avoid legal consequences from those of us they left high and dry with nothing to show for our thousands but an Instagram page, 0 leads, and no valuable skills. Much to my point at the beginning of this video, if anyone is trying to sell you as a coach or mentor for any type of business doing anything, or any type of coach doing any type of coaching, run away. Red flag, absolutely not. I mean, it's like any business. Even as like a freelance content creator myself, there are particular types of content that I would say I'm more skilled at creating than others. And I don't work with all businesses doing all types of content because that just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, they go on to continue. As for my second coach, I thought I'd get more industry specific advice, so I hired a fitness business coach for $3,000 for 2 months. I was even upsold on a CRM product I didn't need for an extra $100 a month. The program, it was more of the same. Cold DM scripts, sending out 50 messages a day, all in hopes of getting a lead. I was told the only way to be successful was to send out cold DMs daily. I hate that. The worst part, I almost got my Instagram account blocked for sending too many messages. When I told my coach, they suggested I create a backup account to continue the sales process. He himself has experienced being blocked as well, so it was no surprise. Okay, guys, here's how you're going to build a successful business. You're going to spam everyone you know and everyone that everyone you know knows. And then once your account gets blocked, you're just going to make a new account and you're going to do it again. And then just keep doing it over and over and over again until you've contacted everyone you know who knows everyone else that they know who knows everyone else that they know. And so on and so on and so on until there's no more people left on Instagram for you to harass and you've run out of opportunities to create burner accounts. This is horrible business advice. The final straw came when I was gaslit into thinking I had done something wrong when I received another Instagram warning message and was told to keep pushing, following up daily until someone either bought or told me to stop harassing them. It didn't matter if I couldn't afford it, just guilt trip them into buying because this program will help them make their money back tenfold. It wasn't a long-term strategy and I ended the coaching relationship there. Okay, I just want to bring up again the video that I mentioned earlier in this video. It was my upload from last week. If you go through and read some of the comments on that video, there are a handful of different people who mentioned that the coach that I featured in that video had been consistently harassing them in the DMs on Instagram. And I actually received a number of messages on Instagram myself from people who have also dealt with that specific coach because he teaches cold DMing and he practices cold DMing, and allegedly he is relentless in trying to get people to respond to his cold DMs even when they aren't interested. So this is definitely a strategy that people use, but personally, it's not one that I would recommend. Mind you, I'm not a coach, and I'm definitely not a coach that coaches coaches, so what do I know, honestly? I'm sharing this message as a warning. Don't lose your life savings or hard-earned money on these predatory coaching programs. There's free information online if you do your research. Many of these so-called coaches steal other people's work, charge thousands, or use aggressive sales tactics that pressure clients into things they don't want or can't afford. Don't fall for it. Do your homework. Your hard-earned money deserves better. Absolutely agree with all of that. I'm so sorry that you unfortunately lost over $6,000 to people that were trying to sell you on an unattainable dream. Unfortunately, stories like this are all too common, but I'm at least glad that you're able to have a few key takeaways that you can now share with other people in hopes of helping people to prevent getting scammed. So thank you so much for submitting your story if you're watching this video. If you have your own story that you would like me to read out here on the channel, the form where you can submit it is linked in the description down below. That's going to be it for today's video, and in case you missed it, I will leave you on screen here with the story of a woman who lost her mother to manifestation. Hi, take care, comb your hair, don't join the coaches coaching coaches pyramid, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye!